Warren Fiscal Court, Friday, August 26, 2022 is now called to order. Welcome everyone, glad you all are here. I want to ask Esquire Ron Cummings to lead us in prayer and lead us in the pledge immediately following.
Thank you, Judge. Bow with me, please. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, we thank you for today, Lord. We thank you that we get to live in the best country in the world. And we get to live in the best county in the best state in the world. Lord, as we come to meet today to discuss the business of the county, may you give us judgment and guidance on what you want us to do to represent all the citizens of Warren County. Lord, may we make all decisions that gratify and glorify you in all that we do. Pray protection over our families. Pray protection over all of our people who are here today. And Lord, just pray specifically for our leaders to make good decisions as we move forward. We ask all this in your most precious Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen.
Raise flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Here.
Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire Gorman.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter.
Here.
Esquire Lawrence.
Here.
Okay. We need to approve the minutes of the fiscal court meeting of August 12th. Any additions or corrections? Motion by Esquire Cummings, second by Esquire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Let's call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I guess, Chris, do you have your PowerPoint on already lined up then?
We're ready to go.
Mr. Comer, I'm very happy to have you here. Always glad to hear all the good things going on at the Parks Department.
Here comes the pressure right now.
I tell you.
We'll see if it works. Hopefully it will.
All right.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
It's Jade. She has the. So today we're going to do three quick, hopefully quick, presentations to update you on several different things within the Parks Department. The first part of it is going to update you on our summer programs, our Thrive program, our summer camps. The second piece is going to give you an update in regards to our technology advancements that we've had since 2010. And then the final piece that we're going to go through is to give you a quick update on our I-65 projects and what is going on with that. Before I get into it, I would like to thank all of our administrators that are here with me today. Each of the staff behind me, as well as Courtney Stevens from the library, they represent the administrative and managerial side of the day-to-day operations with the technology that we're going to go over today with you all in regards to our operations within the park system. We also have 98 other employees currently that utilize these systems that we'll talk about today pretty much each and every day. So we've made some huge advancements over the last several years, and we're really excited to go over those with you. However, before we get into it, I want to introduce Courtney Stevens, Leah Sperlin, and Ryan Petit with the Parks Department to go over a wonderful, successful summer program that they put all their creative efforts into, and couldn't be more proud of them. And they've got some really fun things to share with you all about the success of that program. So Courtney, Leah, Ryan, y'all come on up.
Hey, thank you so much for having us and letting us talk about this for a few minutes. I'm gonna show you one slide, and it's gonna capture the summer, I think. I just look at that picture on the left and on the right, and I want you to imagine that moment right there with 4,700 kids, because that's what this summer was like. Every week, super hot, super awesome, great leaders, huge impact, and I can tell you that from last year to this year, we were able to double the numbers because of our partnership. So we really appreciate it.
Wow.
Hey guys, I think I'm set to talk about our camps. And the pop-ups were amazing. The outreach was incredible. So we had so many different camps throughout the summer. We started with a pirate camp, and you can see some of the pictures here. Yeah, the Heroes camp. Oh, perfect. Yes, so we had the Olympic camp, all kinds of fun stuff. We touched so many kids, and I would say we all suffered some personal growth as well. And it was a blast. I mean, we reached so many people, like Court said. It was just amazing. It was a great summer. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll thank you in advance for continued support. It's been amazing. Yeah, the Star Wars camp, the STEM camp.
You gotta say that's crazy.
Who's Wookiee?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
We have to explain
Yeah,
that.
we had the special guest there. Chewie came by. Wasn't too busy, luckily, and the kids loved it. You know, it's. Yeah, it was so great. And we had STEM camp where we built some rockets out of a paper and blasted those off. So much stuff. I would say every kid there learned a lot and made new friends. It was really incredible.
That's cool.
And I just want to finish off saying we had over 1,000 participants this year. Last year we had the pop-ups go to the different parks, but we didn't have a lot of participation. And so this year, Courtney thought it would be a great idea to actually offer camps. And so we had over 1,000 participants at the camps. And so I thought that was really good. And I want to end the Thrive program on this story right here. This is Omar and Ryder. And Omar came, he's from Egypt. He came to the camps. His mother said to learn to speak English. And he didn't have any friends. And Ryder picked him up after the first week. He came to NASA camp to begin with. And by the end, this is STEM camp. By the end, they'd already gone over and played each other's houses. They met other families from Egypt. And that's just an example of how the summer turned out. You know, it wasn't just yeah, he could actually speak conversational English. And so that just shows you, another great aspect of what the summer was like. And so we want to thank you very much for allowing us to put on a camp like this. So thank you very much. And then I wanted to also talk about our first ever mother-son dodgeball event. We have a video. We couldn't get it to work today, but if you want to go to the Warren County Parks Facebook page, you can see this video. We had over 100 people come. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of mothers that were very thankful that we allowed them to throw dodgeballs at their sons. And so this was just another event that we hopefully will have every single year.
One last thing. Before we started this summer, we talked about the partnership of opening up a new branch inside the tennis facility. And I just want to tell you, the progress is incredible. We're getting ready to announce an opening date. Have a meeting after this. But in the meantime, we had activities there every week. And we ran into a problem I've never had before. You know, a lot of times if you're an event planner, you're like, man, I hope people come. And so what happened to us over the summer was I sometimes lost count of how many hundreds we jumped up in participation between night and day. And so I think 500 people came out for a Princess Tea Party. More than 500 came out for Fable Stables, which was my goat farm. And so they all petted goats and they made goats. We were regularly having between 300 and 600 people come to regular events. And that just tells us the growth in the county and what people are asking for. And so we're so excited and so grateful to Parks and to the Fiscal Court for letting us have that branch open out there, because we can already, the impact has just blown us away, and the need is so obvious. So thank you.
Okay.
All right, hopefully I won't mess this part up, but before we do get started, I hope all of you all understand that what we're doing here has changed over the years. And this is not a one-person operation. This is a 98-person operation. And all the folks in this room and all the folks that are out working today, getting things ready for tonight when the kids and families go out, they are unspoken and quiet public servants that are doing amazing things. And their talents and their vision and their ability to be creative with each other and with the public is absolutely amazing. And I can say that because I've been here a couple years now. And from the beginning until now, it's been a really cool thing to watch, just as a person, to be able to work with great people as the people behind me, and then all the people that are working at the parks. It's just an amazing thing, and if you've never experienced it, I invite anybody to come out and just walk with us and hang out with us, and if nothing else, come out with the I-65 crew. And if we could bottle that energy up and sell it, we could be doing some great things. And so I want to thank all of the staff and all of our partners, and Courtney. I never thought we'd have a Stuff to Goat project down at the tennis facility. It was cool. I was wanting to kind of participate, and I fed the goat, and it was amazing. And so I'm a big kid at heart, and so anything Star Wars, I'm in. And so we're hoping to expand on that in the future. So again, thank you to all the park staff here and the staff that are not here today because they're out working, getting their parks done. All right, so the next piece that we want to do, and I'll try to get through this as much as possible, but as you all know, as Fiscal Court, we have purchased a lot of technology in the last several years. In this presentation, we want to give kind of an overview of how we've been able to progress with our technology over the past 15. Everything for us as the Parks Department, and Phil, you correct me if I'm wrong, because Phil's family, is I'm trying to keep up with what he started. Is beginning about 2010, we faced some challenges that we never faced as a Parks Department before. And those challenges kind of humbled us, and it also made us realize that we needed to kind of change some of our internal systems to be able to handle things that maybe we never thought we'd have to prepare for. But reality happened, the world happened, and here we are in 2022, and we've made some changes, and hopefully you'll be able to see that in this presentation. So, to recap a brief history in recent time, in 2010, Warren County Parks, as well as Warren County and Bowling Green, had some horrible flooding. Back before that, it was 1998, I believe, Ronnie, with the hailstorm. And so each one of those issues that we've had or challenges, I tend to think of those as challenges because they really do make you aware of things that can be changed and updated and corrected and modified to help with that next challenge, whatever it might be. So in 2010, we had a big one. We had about 11 inches of rain. At one point, our system, our big regional park properties, at one point during that 24-hour period on May 2nd, May 3rd of 2010, we had about 75% of all county parks properties had some level of flooding in their facilities. One of the hardest hit areas that we had was at Basil Griffin Park and Fillmore Park because those areas were in floodplains. 2010 basically wiped out all of our administrative operations. So everything that you can think of that you would have in your office, your business, to run your day in, day out operations, it was lost within 24 hours. Due to Ronnie Pearson and endless people that helped us that day, citizens, volunteer firemen, off-duty police officers, business people, moms, dads, even the county treasurer at the time, came out, and we made every effort to salvage our operation. Mother Nature won out, basically, is what happened. That was an eye-opener for us. That began the mindset of how do we upgrade ourselves to be able to deal with these things. We made some advancements from 2010 to 2013, and ironically, another little issue happened in 2013. We had a big fire. Within the 2010 disaster, we had a loss of about $2.5 million that impacted the parks. In the 2013 fire, we had about a $750,000 million loss, all within about 3 or 4 hours. On that day, we learned that we don't run into fires and that the stuff in those buildings is not that important. But we had tried to get everything out of the floodplain in 2010, so where did we move it? The highest place in the park, into the athletic complex, and sure enough, that thing caught on fire, and we lost everything from 2010 to 2013. So we had to make some changes. Life happened, the world happened, and then came COVID. COVID altered the way that we did our business. The citizens still wanted things to do. They wanted things to do in a safe, responsible manner. Because of Fiscal Court, the community that we live in, and all the parks employees that are here and that aren't here, we were able to provide service during the entire stretch of COVID with modifications. We ran tournaments, we ran leagues, and out of our 15 programs that we are partnered with various agencies, only 3 leagues did not have seasons. That is directly because of advancements that we made in technology with laptops, with programs, and a completely different mindset. Then the tornadoes happened back in December, and a lot of the community doesn't know, and I give total credit to Ronnie Pearson and what Ronnie has helped us do. I've learned a lot from Ronnie over the years, and Ronnie has seen me in not so great times, and he's always been there. And what the tornadoes showed us is that over the years, we've been able to advance our technology to where on that night, that was actually our county parks Christmas party. And we had that at Taylor's Chapel Church, and we had the majority of our staff there. As soon as the party was done, we dispatched our teams to our tornado shelters, and then the unfortunate events of that night happened, and our staff were in their tornado shelter posts and parks, helping our citizens during a really bad night. Because of our technology, our radios, our phones, our computers, our GR Level 3 radar scope, all these new tools that we've had over the past 10 years, 15 years, we were able to better handle that circumstance. And when the call came in within 24 hours, we had parks teams out operating chainsaws, just like all the other departments. We were trying to help out as best we could with citizens and just trying to stabilize a lot of our own work families that had damage. And our employees, just like all the other departments, everybody else came out and tried to help. So what have we done? Since 2010, we have adopted an approach of we need a pack and go capability for the parks. Our jobs are not specifically in any given office. We have 38 plus properties now, not including the downtown properties that we maintain, and it does not include the over 209 acres of land that we currently maintain, which it'll be growing by about 4 miles here in the coming weeks on I-65. Our operation has completely changed. Currently in our inventory, we have 44 laptops that we use. All of our management team, which back in the day there was about 4 of us, our management team now is about 28. We have currently 98 employees. At some level, every single day, our employees are using technology in various capacities, either with our key fobs, our deputy scheduling system, and all the different components that I'm going to go over with you all briefly. Another big advantage that we have now that we didn't have back in 2010 is Fiscal Court's ability and willingness to let us use an organized software platform. For us, it's ky.gov. I think there's some other departments that use that, but it provides all the Microsoft tools that we need to effectively run our business. Ever since the pandemic, we've moved our weekly superintendent and manager meetings to basically online meetings. It allows the superintendents and managers to stay at their work sites. It allows everybody to be more efficient at the work that they do. And it allows us to, what used to take maybe 2 or 3 hours with people coming in, going out, discussions, we usually wrap those up. Sometimes it goes a little bit longer. Sometimes it doesn't. We usually wrap them up within about an hour to 30 minutes. But everybody is at their sites, and everybody is a lot more mobile, and it's a lot more efficient in how we operate. 95% of our applications now have some type of a digital component. We use Outlook, Word, Excel, OneDrive, PowerPoint, Microsoft Teams. However, we use a whole lot of other things. What this has done with our enhancements in our technology that Fiscal Court has supported, the taxpayers have supported, and ultimately allows us to provide a better service to our end users, being the citizens here and visitors, is we now have an online work order system. We have various platforms for our management team to use to help distribute information on a daily basis to our employees. We also have higher public accessibility. Anybody, you all right now can go to warrencountyky.gov. You can click on the website, go down, learn more about county parks on the tennis shoe tab, and at the very top you can see our schedule for the next 30 years of any facility within our system. That's enhanced capability that our scheduling software system enables us to have. Our league scheduling, it used to be about 60 Excel spreadsheets or handwritten documents, Phil. Saturday and Thursday nights, we'd have a roundtable meeting, and we would just kind of figure it out with paper and pen and pencil until we got it done. Now it's all automated. We have automated technology through software that helps us increase that productivity. Also, because of Leah Sperlin and a whole lot of folks, that are here and that aren't here, we now do all of our incident reporting online through Google Docs, Google Sheets. We do all of our accident reporting online. We do our weekly playground inspections using online forms, so all of our management team and staff can do that in the field from their phone, from their computer, their laptop. We also are able to have public safety pieces and components. Ronnie at the last court meeting requested the approval of AlertSense. Every severe weather event we have, we use AlertSense. We use AlertSense every day and every week to remind our staff, all 98 in the public, of rain cancellations, facility updates, outages, different things like that. We also have public survey information. If you don't like my presentation today, I want to know about it. You can go on to warrencountyky.gov. We have SurveyMonkey that we use, and you can rate how we're doing. We take that information and we make changes to provide positive service. And it's not all great, right? It's not all sunshine and flowers. We want to know all the stuff that we can improve on, because we're ever evolving and we're ever changing. All of our participation reports are now are done online through RecDesk and different component pieces. So what do? All of our special events that come into Warren County that are outside of our league functions and daily rentals, all those applications are online at our county website at warrencountyky.gov underneath the Parks tab. You hear me reference that a lot because we use that web page every single day. It's interconnected with our Facebook page. We have all of our files. Any citizen, visitor in Warren County that wants to know the ins and outs of our operation, it's right there. And it's all downloadable, and it can be viewed on your phone, at home on your computer, laptop, anywhere in the world, people can see it. So this is a digital component that all this technology, the laptops, the outside software has enabled us to do. So our applications, our tournament contracts, our security deposits that we utilize when we have John in the sheriff's office assisting us with events, all those are component pieces that we use. All of our inventory control is done through online Excel-based programs. We created our own inventory component. We have legends and values assigned to every single piece of equipment within our county parks department. We've created our own coding system so that when we give the report to Marie every November or December, and she sends that to Keiko, we give you a true value of what all of our inventory is, so that the next calamity, disaster, whatever may happen in the future, then we have, as a parks department, factual information of what that loss would be and how much tax-paying dollars we have in our inventory. And so that's all automated. The other thing with Leah Sperlin and our crew here, they've created, I'm not so great on Google Docs. The technology is behind me here, right? They're trying to educate me. Is the vehicle inspection forms are done online every week. We want to keep up with the fleet. Greg, Fiscal Court, you all have blessed us with vehicles. I remember the time, Phil, don't laugh, the 1987 sheriff vehicle that we had 3/4-inch plywood, because every time it rained, I was hoping I wasn't going to get wet, that we had anchored into the bottom of the old cruiser that we used to drive around for programming. We have equipment where we can get the citizens' work done. We have the equipment through Fiscal Court to be effective, to be efficient, and to have the resources to go out and do these things. As steward of your tax-paying dollar, we're responsible for making sure it's kept up. So we have a very detailed vehicle inspection form that's completed every month, at least once, as well as complaint forms from the public that are automated. We have a vehicle impound log. Unfortunately, last night, thanks to Plano Volunteer Fire Department, we appreciate Kevin. They helped us impound a vehicle because we had some shenanigans at Fillmore Park. So we use it every single day. Playground inspections, Leah Sperlin, she's a certified playground safety inspector. One of only a few in the area. It's an amazing thing. You have no idea how much that means to have a department with a CPSI. All of our playground inspections are automated. She goes out and does inspections. It's keeping your families, the kids, all the youngsters, and some of the adults that like to play on the equipment safe and sound, and helping us identify things that need to be corrected. Again, our weekly playground inspections are automated. Leah has created her own internal component, which has been showcased, correct me if I'm wrong, at KRPS, Kentucky Recreation and Park Society, and has been shared with other departments around the state because of the in-depthness of what she's done with the system. It's unbelievable. I invite you all to come out and spend 4 hours with Leah, and she can walk you through the right way to do it. WCPRD surveys, this is something new. We want your input. We want to know what we're doing poorly on. We want to know. We're not scared. We don't want all the good fluffy stuff. I want to know how we can make it better. Our crew wants to make it better. SurveyMonkey is a great resource. The platform's there. We have a premium membership, and if you look on there on the left and zoom that in, those are actually survey responses within the last last 2 weeks. 10 responses from tournaments we had. In that blue, that means we've had exceptional service. So, woo, good job, crew. All right. Next thing, job opportunities. We're all struggling with jobs, right? We're all looking for folks. We're all looking for people. The county's ability to have a portal to enable individuals that visit the website to apply for a job within county government, we have found to be extremely important. That ability to have accessible laptops to all of our management team, to have that disseminated information that we can share and try to fit applicants into the right positions they're applying for, this is a huge resource. And we're grateful that the county allows us access to that. Alert Sense, again, going back to Ronnie, we use this every single day. If you want to learn about a cancellation of a ball game or some type of delay because of a facility issue, you no longer call the Parks Department. You have to sign up online at wcem.org. You can click whatever you want to be notified on, and because of Ronnie Travis and EMA, that's an additional capability that we are blessed to have that access to. It's an amazing system. If nothing else, today before you leave, go in, sign up for WCPRD News, and you'll get all the cool stuff going on within the parks. All right? All right. Our 2021-2022 participation report. This is multifaceted how this works. This is through our rec desk system. This is through other reporting mechanisms we have as a department. But several court meetings ago when I brought to you that we've increased our participation within the last 12 months, 50%, it is because of this technology and the ability to be portable that we can actually give you factual information that's a whole lot better than what it was because we have analytics now. We have statistical data that is not something made up. It's not an estimation. It's real. And so to have 500,000 users, 500,000 plus residents, visitors, come and use our facilities within the last 12 months, that shows you the value that the citizenship and the visitors to our community put on that quality of life component. Will it always be that percentage? I don't know. I hope it is. But everything fluctuates, right? We've had years that league participation's gone up, sometimes it's gone down, sometimes it's flat, and then we have these years where because people's interest and it's changing year to year, and we're trying to keep pace with that through partnerships with Courtney, the library, the school system. They're kind of endless at this point because we're always looking for partners. Our revenue GL report. This is something that we send to you all here within recent weeks. We've been sending this to Greg, the judge, for several years. We actually give you a weekly, and I want to give kudos out to Dana Burnett, our financial manager, and Olga, and the rest of the admin team. We give you factual data of what we're spending every single week. We break it down based on components within all of our appropriations. We give you real-time analytics on what we are and where we are every single week. If anybody has any questions in regards to park expenditures, you all, the magistrates, have been shared on that. I think for the last several weeks, several months, we've included you all on that. So we do revenue as well as current balance sheet updates every single week to the courthouse, to you all, to be 110% transparent. Rec desk reservation system. You can go online yourself, and if you want to rent meeting room space, or a shelter, you can now do that online through our online technology and portals. The technology and the hardware is not cheap. It does cost money, but when you make a wise investment, you can get an ultimately great return. And for what the expenses have been over the past 15 years, we have been able to move our department through Warren County Fiscal Court to a level to where we are a competitive business within the recreational service market within the Southeast United States. It's not just a Kentucky thing anymore. We're bringing in activities and sporting events, special events, outside of what is the normal baseball, softball. We're doing that not just this year, but in 2023, 2024, 2025, and we've had to stop because we've had so many requests and we want to be equitable and fair, that we're basically booking things out now no more than 2 years, because we have groups that we're having to turn away because the volume is so high. And that's a cool thing, but this programming helps us. One of our great employees demoing our key fobs. This is a great way for us to keep up with participation. It also helps Joey and Adam with their facility staff and management teams. If we do have somebody that acts a little bit crazy, it's a way for us to have better notification when they come in and key fob. We can identify those that maybe have done some shenanigans, and it's a way to be more accountable across the board. We're almost done. Deputy payroll system. I believe the road department uses this. We use this. Olga and Joey and Adam behind me, as well as Dana, they help to run this system with their managers, assistant managers, and staff. This is an automated payroll system where everybody uses a computer phone every single day to clock in, clock out. They can put in unavailability requests. You can track, and we do keep up with all the vacation and sick time now for all of our staff through this software program. And it makes it so much easier than the previous methods we've had in regards to the old hand, pen, and paper, which can tend to lead to a little bit of issues. So this has been a great program for us. Another capacity of that program is we can do work orders through Deputy, but we also do work orders through Nexus. Nexus is the program that we brought to you all about 1.5 years ago through XBS. Dana, Olga, myself, several other administrators within the department, we've created our own internal budgetary flow and accounting system made for our department, made so that we can give Vicki and Greg the information they need in a timely fashion, and that we can record that for auditory purposes. We basically took what was, help me out, Dana.
Pen and paper.
Yes, QuickBooks. We basically, through XBS, have taken QuickBooks and created our own internal program that uses Microsoft Power BI to generate real-life, true accounting data that we can give, and we do send this to all of you on a weekly basis, to Judge and Greg. Again, this is our budgetary report that breaks it down by appropriation. We now track all that and maintain all that through a digital platform that is integrated into our copy machines and our scanners, so that when we bring an invoice in, we just take a copy of the invoice, it automatically goes to Nexus. Nexus generates the invoice and the PO, Dana processes it, and then we submit it to Greg and Vicki for payment. It's unbelievable. And you all have allowed us the ability to take that technology, create that technology, and create a system that works, I think, pretty much flawlessly for our department. Endless hours of staff work on that. Training platforms, you come to work for Warren County Parks and Rec, several things happen. You're mandated to go through our Contola training. It's OSHA training, it's administrative training, it's all online components. Every single staff member goes through it. Full-time, part-time, seasonal, it takes about 1.5 days. We also have Fred Pryor Plus training. Without having an HR department, we've done it ourselves. We have created our own HR system for human resource training through Pryor Plus. And we train our administrators in certain component pieces that we've had to fight through and battle through in previous years through the help of Amy's office with Leslie Bucklew, who is my quiet superhero, helping me navigate all kinds of different things. This is a tool that helps allow us to provide training to administrative and management staff to help navigate some of these more difficult things. And so that's something that we provide. Also, Groundskeeper University. It's a free program, doesn't cost a thing. It's through Beacon Athletics. We train all of our maintenance staff on Groundskeeper U. On some of these components, you get certifications and certificates. It is how to run a ballpark. It is how to do the maintenance. And then once you go through and get your certification over 8 different lessons, we take you out in the field and we train you just like you saw in that video. You're getting the video component with the educational piece. You're going out into the field and you're learning it by hand. So it's a great 2-part system. Contola, Pryor Plus, Groundskeeper U, these are all little components of how that looks. Another important piece that I use a whole lot with Adam and Joey and Phil is we have superintendent meetings every week, usually every Monday from 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Every Friday, the superintendent staff, they're required to send me a report, and it's a summarization of all of their different facilities, all of their different management teams. We meet every Monday. We discuss operations from the last 7 days, operations for the next 7 days, and that is basically our syllabus for how we run the department and run those weeks. We address issues, their working documents, we order supplies, we're kept in the loop. That way, if something ever were to happen to me, happen to one of them, the next person in the chain of command can take over. And so that we've built in continuity. And that's something that Mother Nature and things that we can't control have humbled us. And that's something that somebody told me, I think he's in the back of the room, is you always want to try to leave something better than when you first started doing what you're doing. And that is one thing that we have tried to do here. We have qualified professionals that can do this business, run this business, and I'm just blessed to be a part of that team and what they're trying to do. Our technology benefits, it's unbelievable. Come spend a day with us, and you'll see it every single day, every single office, every single manager, every single assistant, every single employee. It enables us the ability to operate and function more effectively at every single level. The rental fee assessment, Jade Grable, who's behind me. Jade, every year, we want to be competitive. Our business, it's a public servant business. However, recreation has also blossomed here locally in Warren County and throughout the region, throughout the country, into a marketable endeavor. So we want to be competitive, but we also want to be affordable because we're here to serve the taxpayers. Jade Grable, every year, she does a fee analysis of where our fees rate within all the other departments within the state of Kentucky and Tennessee. We could go into a whole nother presentation on this. She gets the analytics put together. We bring it to fiscal court. I make a recommendation, and we've been doing that now for about 6 years. We are an affordable recreational provider, and we try to be extremely sensitive to the equitability of our programming and our facilities, and that's why I feel that we're able to service so many individuals and citizens and kids and families and visitors because we pay attention to that. It's not just some estimation off the hip. We put 2 to 3 months every year into coming up with the data to make decisions. Feed America. Joey Gott, his team, Shane Jordan, Tieran Duncan, Nakia, we run Feed America. We've actually become a regional distributor. We're actually getting one of our meeting rooms at Ephraim White Gym has been converted into a storage facility. We're serving 600 residents minimum a month through this program at our Ephraim White location. It's of a huge value. That's 600 families that are being impacted with a basic need of being able to have food on the table for their families and to help those that need some extra help. And we're all just a moment away from needing some type of help at some point in our lives. So we do this through automation. Joey and his staff, every month, they have to order all the food. And they have to make sure that we don't have overages. And it's all automated through the Feed America app and through their program. And it's just like working at Kroger's. You have to order the food, you got to make sure you got the right inventory, and then you want to make sure you don't have overages because you don't want stuff to spoil. So Joey does an amazing job. At this point, we're almost done. I'm going to talk about I-65 real quick, but are there any questions in regards to our automation, our programs, and our technology?
No question, really, it's just an observation from the last few years. The growth that you all have seen, you could not have seen without this technology. There's no question in my mind. And the reports that you're able to give us on a regular basis is just, they're very, very helpful. And anyone can understand exactly where you are within your budget from any point. How much you got left, how much you've spent in every category. And I'm just thankful that I'm thankful to the fiscal court for providing the technology, but certainly I'm thankful to all of you guys for what you've done for the community, for the people of our community, by being so organized through this technology and your hard work, because it really makes a difference to the quality of life for our citizens. Thank you.
Yes, sir. It's great to work for an organization that's proactive in their strategic planning. We've all lived through life, and we've all had those reactive moments. But to be a proactive entity that has forward vision, that has strategic planning, that strategizes on when the right time is to do something, that's an amazing organization to work for. And we appreciate that ability to be able to do that. I want to bring Travis Esslinger up and Phil Moore real quick, and I promise this will be short. But I want to give some shout outs to a couple individuals. Also Josh Moore in the back, Billy Joe and CJ. The road department, we've just recently completed, and Frank, can't forget Frank at Stormwater. We've just recently completed a project with the road department, stormwater management, and Travis and his team. I don't know if you all know Travis Esslinger. Travis Esslinger is our I-65 manager. Phil Moore's kind of like second dad. And so these two gentlemen, first off, Phil has taught me all the stuff you can't learn with a book or in school. Phil has taught me all the difficult things that you just got to go through and you got to experience. And I can't give him enough thanks for all that he does for me every day. In regards to Travis, Travis is unbelievable. He has taken 209 acres of land. So as we're talking about this, just know that the next largest parcel of parks land is Ephraim White Park at 140 acres. Travis and his 5-person team maintain and manage 209 acres. They maintain some of the most dangerous properties that we maintain. Last week, case in point, we had an accident within about 50 feet of them. They are the crew that is ensuring that your South Gate, exit 20, exit 22, exit 26, 28, and 30 are looking amazing as you're coming into Warren County. I've almost gotten into a habit now of every morning I get a coffee and I'll just go sit on the shoulder of 22 because it's just awesome what they're doing. This crew mows and maintains those properties on a weekly basis with Josh, CJ, Billy, the road department, and stormwater. Within the last 2 weeks, we have done soil reclamation work where I think, Josh, you'll have to correct me, but I think over 100 trucks of dirt to reclaim and to re-soil condition and reseed all these different component areas that maybe you saw some excess dirt. Travis and his crew have laid out, I don't even know how much straw carpet you all put down, but they have put down an excessive amount of straw carpet. And the cool thing about this photo here is that grass is coming up. They've done it the right way. And hydro seeding yesterday with Frank and the stormwater team, that's really made an impact. Travis and his crew this week with Brandon Hale and Todd Furlong, we've had to bring in some other folks from other districts. We took our 2 skid steers and we started mowing for the first time the fence row on I-65 southbound from exit 22 to 28. We've gotten that mowed, and in the coming weeks we'll have teams going out to trim up and prune up the fencing on both the northbound and southbound shoulders and sides of that fencing. So as you're rolling through Warren County on I-65, it's looking amazing. Also in this program, as well as at Michael Buchanan, Jailer Harmon, in his freed program, we have had a success story with 3 of his freed community service workers. As part of Travis's team, we have 2 of those individuals. One of those individuals is a master RC mower operator. Actually just trained some staff at the airport yesterday, which that's going to be a partnership we hope to bring to court within the coming weeks for some additional assistance we're going to provide each other. But I wanted to recognize Travis and Phil for their ability to take 209 plus acres of land, do it every single week, and figure out a way to do it when we have people out sick, when we have people that have life going on, and then the challenges of all the different things that highway work provides. It's just unbelievable. And to thank Josh and his team, we could not have done this project without the partnership and help of everybody coming together and work together. So we really appreciate that. I just wanted to recognize them. And I just wanted to let you all know that the money, it is a lot of money that we're mutually putting into this with our partners. It takes a lot of resources to maintain these properties, but I think the result that you're seeing is exactly what we can all drive out and see today in this corridor. But 209 acres of land, not including the fence rows and the Cumberland Trace property, I'd put that up against anybody in the state of Kentucky to do it with the resources that we have and with the staffing that we have. I think it's an amazing thing. So Travis and Phil, thank you for all that you do. We're more than happy to answer any questions, and we appreciate the time today.
Chris? That's, like everything else you do, Chris, that's totally impressive. And as far as what the Beautify 65 crew does, it is totally amazing that you've been able to get this done with 5 people. But you do it with 5 people because you also have the support of the other departments, the road department, the jail, emergency management. Everybody is working for the benefit of the citizen, and I appreciate it. But certainly without your leadership, this couldn't be done. I'm really, really thankful for all of you all and what you've done for the citizens of Warren County and for the kids. So much of this is for the kids. As far as the Beautify 65, that's basically an improvement that should benefit us from economic development, workforce development, tourism, and a number of other areas, and is being, the maintenance part that you all are providing is being split equally by CBB and, or the Visitors Bureau and the City of Bowling Green. And we appreciate their help certainly, because it's a big job. And I hope you've got all the equipment you need to date. And I appreciate you all doing this. I want to correct a little bit of something. Having talked to Travis yesterday, that accident didn't happen within 50 feet of where you were standing at that time, right?
Correct.
All right.
She was 20 minutes later.
It happened where they were earlier. So it's that made me feel a whole lot better. Your report to me scared me to death. It happened within 50 feet, but it could have. It happened within 50 feet of where you all had been, and I'm thankful that everybody was fine, including the driver of the vehicle. But thank you for the great job you all do. I appreciate it. Anyone else have any comments or questions? Amazing job. Thank you all so much. We have another short presentation by Mr. Bobby Raybold, who all of you all know. He's been here before on other things, and he put together at his own time and expense a couple of years ago, put together a trolley experience that ran from the L&N Depot, and has actually been working on this ever since. Mr. Raybold, would you like to share with us what, kind of a summary of where we are?
First of all, I'd like to thank the Fiscal Court and Mike Buchanan for giving me the opportunity to make a brief presentation to you today. Brief is a relative term, so we'll see how long it takes. But I'd like to echo, first of all, the job that Chris Coomer does. An unbelievable job. And as a citizen of Bowling Green, I'm constantly reminded of the hard work that it takes to manage the park system, coming into Bowling Green, visiting the parks. They do an unbelievable job. And so, as a citizen, I'm grateful for Chris Coomer and his team. As many of you know, the concept of a tourism trolley experience has been around for a long time. This is nothing new. And most recently, I have been in conversation with Judge Buchanan about this concept. A lot of research has been done over the last several years, and clearly recently, even more research. We believe, or I believe, and I think most of you all hopefully will believe in time, that a tourism-based trolley experience that would connect all of the main tourist attractions in Bowling Green, and it would be a hop-on, hop-off experience whereby you could buy tickets at any tourist attraction that you're at, and then ride the trolley to the next tourist attraction, hop off and visit that museum, helping to increase the revenue associated with ticket sales. Bowling Green, as you know, I'm not telling anything that you don't know, 22 million people pass by Bowling Green every year. And my vision of this is billboards that show a photograph of this very attractive trolley, and take the historic trolley ride in Bowling Green, pulling people off the interstate. Instead of going from Chicago to Mobile, they stay in Bowling Green, increase hotel stays. The possibilities are unlimited. There's no reason why we can't be a mini Charleston, a mini Savannah. Let me put my glasses on. I don't want to lose my...
Bobby, there are some other smaller towns that have trolleys too, like Owensboro and Paducah and
Yes, sir.
Danville. And...
Yes, sir, that is correct. And I've been in contact with all of them here recently, picking their brain. And to give you an example, Paducah and Owensboro, they do have a trolley system that basically connects the downtown area with the riverfront. If there's a problem associated with that the trolley experience, is that it's funded by the Federal Transit Authority. And the Federal Transit Authority is a very restrictive federal agency, and they do not provide funding for what we're calling a tourism-only based trolley experience. It's all about people who need to ride a trolley or a bus in a downtown area. So it's a needs-based program. And the FTA does fund their trolley. The advantage to them is that there's very little upfront cost. The FTA pays about 80% of the cost of acquiring a trolley, and they'll pay for approximately 50% of the ongoing expenses associated with the trolley. The problem with an FTA-funded trolley is that it's not a tourism-based trolley. Once again, in Paducah and Owensboro, they basically travel from downtown to the waterfront, but then they go through some neighborhoods, and that is an approved route, if you will, which the government has agreed to fund. If we try to do that, which we can, and hopefully maybe in time we can do that, what we would call a downtown circulator that will connect downtown with WKU, maybe we can do that. But according to the individual that is going to write the business plan for us, it would take years because they do all kinds of studies and they don't rush into anything. So it could be 2, 3, 4 years before we could have a trolley experience in downtown Bowling Green. This would be a privately funded trolley experience, and with that said, it would be funded through the sale of tickets at all of the different museums and attractions where people can be visiting, for example, the National Corvette Museum. That brings in hundreds of thousands of people per year. I'm sure there are many people throughout the day that when they see that trolley, if it's sitting there, they see the advertisements, would like to take that historic trolley ride to learn more about Bowling Green. Might bring in some retirees to Bowling Green because of that, increase our tax base. So the bottom line is that a lot of research has been done here recently and into the past. There is also the possibility that ARPA funding could help pay for the cost of a trolley. And one of the things that we've been looking at is the cost of buying a trolley up front versus leasing a trolley. And I think from a conservative point of view, we might consider the lease agreement for 12 months for a trial trolley experience. And by the way, all of the major tourist attractions in Bowling Green have agreed to participate in this program so that they would sell tickets and be a hop-on, hop-off location. So ARPA funding could actually assist us with paying. Why? Because funding for tourism is part of the ARPA formula. At the end of 12 months, let's assume that we're trying this for 12 months, we find that it's not working. If we've leased the trolley, we can return it to the trolley company without any penalties whatsoever. Well, instead of it being a 12-month lease, it could be an 18-month lease, a 24-month lease. And at the end of that lease, we could actually, about 50% of the lease payment would apply towards the purchase of the trolley. So, kind of like buying a home, you're building equity. The trolley that we've identified is just one of many trolleys that we've looked at, but this trolley is technically a late model. It's a used trolley. It only has 4,000 miles on it. It's a diesel, so it's more dependable or durable, and it gets better gas mileage, or it gets better mileage than a gasoline-based engine. The suggested route, the suggested days of operation initially, and I want to stress initially, would be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. This is not in stone. This is just a potential recommendation. It would run from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, with starting at 10 a.m., 12 p.m., and 2 p.m., ending at 4 p.m. So that's 3 trolleys per day rides. The goal, quite frankly, after trial, and I think we can be successful with everyone's support, is we would need 3 trolleys. And then that way we cut our drive times down or arrival times down substantially to approximately, we try to get it down to 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So if you're at the Historic Rail Park and Train Museum, you're touring, you're taking a 45-minute to an hour tour, it's not long before you can hop on that trolley that's got 3 trolleys circulating. And we'll take you to downtown Bowling Green where you can get out and shop and have lunch and get back on the trolley and go up and tour Western and, back out to all of our tourism destinations. Now, one of the things that I've been looking at quite heavily is the fact that if we're only going to run this trolley 3 days per, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, 10 to 4 p.m. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 2 hours off for the driver, but it would start back up again at 6 o'clock and would run basically the downtown WKU loop. And you could tie that into SkyPack events, baseball games, concerts in the park. You can just see people now wanting to put their children on the trolley. It's really exciting for me. Now, there's 12 months in the year, as we all know, and if we're only running the trolley 3 days per week, that gives us 4 days a week where we can actually rent the trolley for corporate events, family events, meetings, conventions, graduation, birthday, wedding celebrations. There is a tremendous amount of money to be generated, gross revenue, through the rental of the trolley. And once the word gets out, many people are going to want to rent the trolley. For example, Fiscal Court could have an event strictly for executives that are coming to Bowling Green, looking at Bowling Green as a location to build a plant. So, with ARPA funding, with ticket sales, with event marketing sales, there is a good opportunity for us to hopefully in time cover the cost of the trolley. And with that, we'll be helping our tourist attractions and our hoteliers in Bowling Green, which is only going to increase the tax base. We have a local major tourist attraction. As a matter of fact, I got an email from that person just a few minutes ago that is very willing to be the starting point for the trolley. I was going to mention the name today, but I've decided not to because I think their board of directors would have to approve that. And for me to mention their name publicly at this point is probably not a good idea. But there is a major tourist attraction that has agreed to be the starting point. And there's also a major tourist attraction that has agreed and is very interested in managing the program. and they have the staff to manage the program. I am meeting with a transportation consultant today at 1 o'clock, and we're going to talk about the business plan. He has agreed to build the business plan. And he is a seasoned guy, and he has connections to Bowling Green. Now, the goal here today simply is to present the concept. We've got a lot of work to do, and then to come back at some point down the road, hopefully in the very near future, present a business plan and ask for funding to move forward with the leasing of one trolley, with anticipation that it will be successful, and at some point we'll lease or purchase a second and a third trolley, and we'll become a mini Charleston, a mini Savannah. And if you've been to those communities, you know what I'm talking about in Key West, and it's fun to ride the trolley. So I want to thank you for your time. Are there any questions?
I've got one or two questions for you.
Sure.
What's the estimated cost to ride this trolley for the person?
That's a great question, and the short answer is we talked to this consultant. He said that what we call the all-in cost is going to be somewhere between $150 and $200 per hour. Okay? Now, with that said, if we have 3 trolley rides per day, we need 20 people per trolley ride at $20 per head to cover that cost on a daily basis.
So would a person buy a ticket and they would be able to ride the trolley for the rest of the day?
Sure.
That's what the plan is?
If that's what they want to do, we give them unlimited access to the trolley. And we may come up with some creative things where locals can buy an annual pass to ride it. There's any number of ways to skin the cat. But backing into your question, all we need is 60 riders a day. In a worst case scenario of $200 an hour to manage the trolley to break even.
Gotcha. One more question. You were talking about starting it up with ARPA funds and whatnot. Has the city shown any interest in wanting to help fund this expedition?
At this point, the city is not interested in assisting at this point for a variety of reasons. Any other questions?
What? It holds 32, is that right?
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Judge. If you'll flip in to the back pages to the color photographs, this trolley that we're looking at, which only has 4,000 miles on it, as I mentioned before, is actually a handicap-based trolley, and it has a ramp where wheelchairs can be wheeled up. And you'll notice in that second photograph what looks like benches that are standing on end. And those are benches that are folded up, and that's where the wheelchairs would go. When there's not an individual that needs a wheelchair, then those seats go down. But we can seat over 30 people in this bus.
Any other questions? Bobby, this is, it sounds like a very interesting proposal. Certainly it's not a finished proposal, but the presentation is great, and I think it gives everybody a kind of a broad summary of the intent. And I agree. I wish there was a way that we could utilize ARPA funding and do 3 trolleys at once so we could have the shorter on-off times. Mm-hmm. However, when you're starting out on something that's totally different, it's not totally different for Bowling Green for 100 years ago, but it's certainly totally different for most of us in this room, except for maybe Tony. But he might remember it. But
back in those days, they had a horse-drawn trolley.
That's right. That's true. But anyway, we need to, I think you're right. I do think we need to kind of walk before we start to run. And we certainly look forward to the business plan and any updates.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And I just want to paint a vision for you real quick. Think about that trolley circling the downtown square multiple times per day, dropping people off to shop, to have lunch. It'll help put us more on the map, in my opinion. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raybaugh. Okay. We'll move on to item number 5, which is to approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department. Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, by the way, I'm glad you're retired.
Yeah, my apologies, Tony. Sorry.
Don't bother me.
Item number 6, to approve personnel changes for Warren County.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2253, an ordinance amending ordinance 2245 relating to non-exclusive franchises to collect, transport, and dispose of commercial and industrial solid waste within Warren County. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2247, rezoning property located at 0 Freeport Road from agriculture to heavy industrial, containing approximately 300.05 acres and presently owned by Talgareg Farm Partnership LLLP and all. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Motion approved. Next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2248, rezoning property located at the intersection of Smiths Grove, Scottsville Road, and Martinsville Road from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 5.13 acres and presently owned by JS Property Holdings LLC. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Young. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 10 is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2249, rezoning property located at 0 Louisville Road from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 5.34 acres and presently owned by Gary Allen Hunt. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Payne. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
The next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2250, rezoning property located at 0 Glasgow Road and Loving Road from agriculture to residential estate, from agriculture and residential estate to single-family residential containing approximately 58.939 acres and presently owned by C&T Properties LLC. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2251, rezoning property located at 3720 H.E. Johnson Road from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 5.3039 acres and presently owned by co-administrators of the estate of Deborah Key Howell and Larry Glenn Howell, David Gammon and Elizabeth Ann Roddy.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2252, rezoning property located at 312 and 362 Collett Road from residential estate to single-family residential containing approximately 2.3945 acres and presently owned by Robert and Glenda Hurt and Lot 1 and Jonathan and Layla Elder, Lot 2.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 14 is to approve the determination in the amount of $15,000 to C&P Construction to dismantle the drive-through canopy awning at the Health Department. This awning was extremely damaged by a truck. There were 3 quotes solicited, only 2 received, and this is the lowest and best quote. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Payne. Discussion, questions?
The person. Yeah, I went by and saw it today. It's pretty bad
Yeah.
situation. Are we any recourse back to the person who hit it and damaged it, or?
Do we know who the truck is?
Mr. Markham.
What do you think here, Mr. Markham?
Do we know who the truck is?
Yeah.
So a rental truck, so old lady drive a ride.
It was actually damaged by a lady in a U-Haul truck. They have actually filed charges. I don't know that we'll receive any payment funds from it, but Matt has taken it to the police department who they have filed charges.
Who filed charges, Jack?
Matt Hunt at the health department, the lady ran into the canopy. She supposedly didn't have insurance for property damage. She only had insurance on the vehicle. So I don't know where it goes from there. She didn't have any money. She was being evicted and she was driving and tried to go into the canopy with a U-Haul truck and just had all the damage. So.
Basically, we have someone liable, but we don't, but there's no resources to pay for it, so
Yeah.
no, we doubt we'll
It's
see any
unfortunate for all
recovery.
parties involved, but anyway. So. And we're going to take down the canopy and leave a knee wall type with it, and so it looks like it was supposed to be that way. And he's going to try to repair the outside as best he can to match what's there. We hope to come and do a remodel of that complex in the near future anyway. So anyway, it's just unfortunate for all parties.
Any other questions?
I do. Do you know who he talked to at the police department? I'll follow up on that.
I don't have any idea. Matt can tell you. He's got the police report and pictures of the vehicle and all that, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a motion, second.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve termination in the amount of $10,793 to Miracle Recreation at state price contract for 9 new trash receptacles and 6 new park benches to use at the newly redesigned Tony Walker Financial Signature Disc Golf Course. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Item number 16 is to approve the determination, oh, excuse me, go ahead.
Esquire Young,
Sorry. Move on a little bit too fast here.
I was hoping you'd go ahead and skip it.
Yeah,
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
all right. Now we'll move to item number 16, to approve the termination in the amount of $8,692 to H.B. Clark, doing business as Bluegrass Disc Golf, to design and install the new signature hole on the holes at the Tony Walker Financial sponsored course at Buchanan Park. Motion by Squire McWhorter, and second by Squire Young. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 17 is to grant authority to advertise for inmate communication system for the Warren County Regional Jail.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Young, or Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion and questions. Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 18 is to approve the termination in the amount of $6,600 to Riverside Pharmacy for I don't know how you pronounce that, nalazone, Narcan, which will be provided in all Warren County volunteer fire departments once this is approved. There are 3 quotes received. This was the lowest and best quote provided by ASAP.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Let's call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Motion approved. Next item is to approve payment to DDWFI LLC and to Bush Hog 350 acres on I-65 for exits 20 through 30 to Carter Sims northbound at $71 an acre, a total of $24,850. A single source provider. He's the only provider that is approved by the state and federal, by the highway department, state highway department. Motion by Squire Gorman, second. Squire Payne. Discussion, questions?
So would this be just for the bush hogging for the rest of the season? Won't have to do it again? I mean, is that something we're gonna have to look at doing?
No, we'll have to do it. We have to do it multiple times during the year, but he gets paid for part of them directly from the state
Right.
because he's under contract. But this was an additional mowing, and that was paid for through the budgeted funds that.
And that may get us to the rest this year with.
I'm anticipating one other time.
One more mower.
I'm anticipating one more time.
All right.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
It says here 350 acres. Chris just told us something about 200 and some acres. What's
This is property that go ahead, Chris, you go ahead and tell them.
So this is the area, so our crew is mowing 209 acres of just the exit areas, from basically where the on-ramps and the off-ramps merge onto I-65 from the other primary corridor. So look at it as kind of a clover. So we're mowing the 5 clover sections, Southgate, and then we're mowing 4.5 miles of 10-foot out on the southbound I-65 side from basically exit 22 to 28 on the fence row, and then we're mowing all of Cumberland Trace Road from the Cumberland Trace Road side of the fence kind of closer to the school, and then we're mowing 10 feet out from the fence row on all the north and southbound stretch. So what Doug's mowing is we're not allowed by the state at this point through Kentucky Department of Transportation, because we're not permitted to mow the remainder of the grassy areas in the center medians, basically coming directly off of the shoulder into the rest of those longer stretches. So what Mr. Frent mowed is he mowed the areas that we're not mowing. There was a slight duplication of land mowed at exit 30, but that area that he actually mowed during that mowing, our crew had not been able to get to during that week. So he did mow that specific section at exit 30. So that was probably about a 20-acre swat that he mowed that week that our crew did not get to mow that area. But the remainder of it is areas that we're not permitted to mow through the state based on what KDOT's told us that we can't do up to this point. However, Josh is working diligently on, I don't want to speak for Josh, but Josh is working diligently on the bid for the secondary road mowing, and then I believe there'll be an alternate in that to cover in the future the mowing of the I-65 corridor for the sections that the park system's not mowing through another vendor that's actually certified and permitted through the state of Kentucky to mow those specific stretches. In order to mow right up on the shoulder of the interstate, you're required to have, I think, state, federal permit. We don't hold that, so we're looking to outsource that component to give it that nice finish look from basically Carter Sims all the way up to exit 30.
I have an additional question that I meant to ask you earlier when you did your presentation. I noticed on I-65 we got all this nice beautiful fencing. So there's already a section of it close to exit 22 coming southbound that's still got weeds growing up and you can't really see the fence. I'm just curious what the long-term, I mean, whole idea for providing all this beautiful stuff is to be able to see it, and it's pretty grown up.
We're in the process right now of we're going to request 3 additional seasonal laborers, as well as we're working to modify our work plan to where right now we're maintaining that 209 acres. In reality, we could use another 5 staff, but being realistic in what we can afford based on the budgeted funds allowed, we're going to request 3 additional seasonal staff to help us as basically a dedicated trimming team with the resources we have currently. If you go southbound from exit 28 to 22 with the new fencing, we took our skid steer loaders and actually cut a path, a 10-foot path, so that we can get ground crews in. There's poison sumac, there's poison oak, there's poison ivy. We just had our crew get back from shots and stuff like that. So we're trying to navigate some of those environmental factors. So we're trying to take heavy equipment in, get it knocked down so that we can take foot staff in and go in and by hand take the weeds off the fencing. Our fall maintenance plan is we have a detailed maintenance plan for all 5 exits. We're more than happy to share that. We've shared that with Mr. Plunk. Operation Pride team, I'll send it out to you all today. On our mowing schedule in the fall, there are sections of the wooden fencing that are actually coming out of the ground that are going to require maintenance. So our fall maintenance plan is we're going to request that we maintain no less than 5 staff for the winter months, because that's when we're going to be able in the off mowing season to go in and try to make fencing repairs, try to make the vinage kind of off there. We're currently not permitted by the state to spray pesticides and herbicides. Our operators are permitted and licensed through the state to spray Roundup, glyphosate, 2,4-D, etc. But you actually have I believe, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have to have a state permit to spray those chemicals on a state right-of-way. And so we were able to do it on the Cumberland Trace Road side, because we sprayed from the county side of the road, not the state side. So that 6-inch.
That side of the road, interstate looks great. It's just the other side.
The other side's a little bit more challenging, and so hopefully within the coming weeks you're going to see that look a little bit better.
Section you're talking about is over kind of near Fruit of the Loom area right in there.
Correct.
And that's, of course, that fence has just gone up too. It's amazing. They got the fence up and painted. It seemed like overnight, but the growth was already there when we got it completed, so they just haven't had time to get to it.
The Fruit of the Loom J.C. Kirby section behind those properties, they're in pretty rough shape, but in the packet I gave to you, that skid steer loader, we cleared the path, And so in the coming weeks, we're hoping to get a crew in there to take it off the fence so it looks a little bit better.
Thanks.
Keep making reference to Cumberland Trace Road
Yes, sir.
that we are now mowing,
Yes, sir.
that used to be state road.
We're mowing that entire section now, from the pawn shop.
We took that road over from the state. They don't mow it anymore.
That's correct.
I think the state still maintains the road, we just maintain.
Yeah, they take care of the road, but we're the mowing
Yeah, I
crew
understand
on the
that.
non-school side. Yes, sir. From basically the pawn shop up to the new Alberton Fire Station.
Have we talked to the state about getting compensated for taking over that maintenance?
I believe the state does pay $150, I'd have to double check with Josh and the judge. I believe they pay $150,000 towards the partnership in regards to contributing.
65.
Yep.
Did that include?
That includes, I believe that includes that portion, or it includes a percentage of that land. I'm not sure, I wasn't privy to the actual, how it was originally set up. In regards to that, all that I'm aware of is that we're mowing that stretch and that the state does contribute X amount of dollars towards the overall project.
Part of what the state has contracted to Doug Friend's operation that we approved is still under contract. So they can't pay him and us for what he does, but we're working it out with them so that they can, as soon as his contract is completed, then they can start paying us additional for that. It's fairly complicated when you're working with the state, because particularly on federal highways, because you also have to have the federal highway people sign off as well.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 20 is to approve the termination for a change order of cleanup of dump site number 170443 at Mud Avenue in the amount of $1,949.20 to be paid to MY Projects LLC.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 21 is to approve budget transfers for Warren County. Motion by Squire Payne, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 22 is to approve the June and July 2022 treasurer reports. Motion by Squire Payne, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 23 is to approve the determination in the amount of $40,965 to KM International for the purchase of KM 4000 TEDD CM C2 M3 2-ton asphalt hot box at state price contract. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion? Questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
I have one quick question.
All right.
Delivery of that, when do you think we'll get it? Huh? Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Item number 24. Approved determination in the amount of $138,215.91 to Bobcat of Bowling Green for the purchase of a T770 T4 Bobcat compact track loader and implements. And this is under state price contract. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion, questions?
Same question, delivery.
It took about 5 or 6 months to get the last one purchased by Stormwater, so I don't anticipate getting this till early this year.
Yeah, the correct answer that Josh should have said is he has no earthly idea. And that's pretty much as accurate as you can get. Okay, any other question? We agree with you. Let's call it.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Porter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 25 is to approve the termination in the amount of $1,930 to Pi Barker Fire and Safety for the yearly fire alarm sprinkler inspections needed at the Warren County Justice Center.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Payne. Discussion, questions?
Hey, James, is this in line with what we've been in the past? Has it been pretty well in line? Okay.
They've come up a little, but still there.
Okay, thanks.
All right, any questions, discussions? Let's call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 26 is to approve lease agreement for a 2023 Ford F-150 to Enterprise Fleet Management in the amount not to exceed $1,011.44 per month for 60 months for use by Public Works.
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, item number 27 is to approve lease agreement for a 2023 Ram 3500 shop truck with crane to Enterprise Fleet Management in an amount not to exceed $1,874.13 per month for 60 months for use by the Warren County Road Department.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 28 is to approve the lowest and best quote in the amount of $6,772.71 to IMPCO of Madisonville for a snow dog plow and accessories for the Warren County Road Department.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions?
Judge, this one's actually in stock, so lead time, we'll get it right now.
All right.
Can't use it right now, but we'll get it.
Well, that's right.
No, it's
We'll-
going on in 2009. We can snow tomorrow.
He's-
We're ready for it.
We're gonna have it before it snows then, for sure. Okay,
Gotta get some, put it on.
all right. Any other questions or serious discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 29 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2254 rezoning property located at the western side of the intersection at Scottsville Road and Magnum Road from agriculture to highway business containing approximately 2.52 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Tom and Portia Pennington. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young. Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, motion carries. The next item is to approve first reading of ordinance 2255, rezoning property located at 0 Dillard Road from agriculture to single-family residential containing approximately 41.582 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Lexington Station LLC.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions?
Ben, has he been here? Yeah, there he is. Hey, quick question. I noticed that you put the preliminary concept plan had access out onto Bettersworth Road. And just curious with our current condition of Bettersworth Road, is this developer doing any improvements or is something going to be on us later? I just had a question about that.
Probably both. We can only make them do the improvements that are essentially directly adjacent to their property and to the intersection. So it's my understanding they will be making those widening improvements, and then Josh has plans for improvements of Bettersworth Road over time to widen.
And then on the Dillard Road side, obviously it's going to be across from where the new school at some point is going to be built.
Yeah.
Are there turning lanes going in there? Are any requirements for them on that too? Or?
No turning lanes, don't believe are required for the subdivision, but they are in talks with the school, same attorney, for both the school system and the developers, and they are lining up their entrances and coordinating all of that. Just the school itself, I don't think is on the plans for anytime soon, probably more of a 5+ year time frame.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ben.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 31 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $5,965.44 to Bob Barker Correctional of Charlotte, North Carolina for inmate mattresses. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions?
I just have a hard time playing Bob Barker stuff. I mean, it's just kind of. And how many? Just curious, how many matches does that get us? Oh, Stevens.
He's actually left.
Okay.
He said,
You got locked up.
It says 96 on here. Is that correct?
yeah, they're $81 a piece. We're actually exploring buying our own machine and building our own. He's actually got some stuff worked out with other correctional institutions that he buys from, but he had to have these because of the overcrowding as of now. So we are looking at possibly doing it in-house in the future. So we'll be back. Okay. So, all right.
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Markham. Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 32 is we need to nunc-pro-tunc to grant authority to advertise for a Neptune storm sewer remediation project. This has already been advertised, but we need to get approval because we arbitrarily or didn't realize that we didn't have authority at the time to do this. So it was,
Motion.
all right, motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 33 is to approve determination in the amount of $5,492.66 to AAA Systems for security cameras for the voter storage building at state price contract. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 34 is to approve the receipt for transferring delinquent property tax bills from the sheriff's office to Warren County Clerk. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Let's call the roll.
Esquire Young. Esquire Payne. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 35 is to grant authority for the county treasurer to open a checking account for transient room tax at Farmers Bank and Trust and to close the current account at Truist Bank. And there were multiple quotes listed, and this was the best quote of return for the county.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings. Second. Squire Payne. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 36 is to approve the termination in the amount of $2,062.50 to Warren County, to Warren Rural Electric Cooperative Corporation for contribution and aid for construction and site deposit for Aviation Museum and Griffin Park, at Griffin Park. And this will be reimbursed by Aviation Park. We had, since the property there is in our name, we put it through this way.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Let's call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Motion carries. Item number 37, to approve the leasing of one 2022 Dodge Ram at the rate of $885.61 per month from Enterprise for the 60-month lease terms for emergency management. And this truck will replace the one that was ordered back in 2021, but was canceled due to supply issues. Motion by Squire McWhorter. Second, Squire Cummings. It's amazing how much that's happened in recent months. No further discussion, please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 38 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $1,408.25 to Buck Electric for repairs to the electric meter and pole for lightning on the old Richardsville Road Bridge.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman, and that should be lighting on the old Richardsville Road Bridge. I don't know if you all have seen that since the bridge has been repaired, but it looks really great. And the people who use that bridge every day are so proud to get it back open.
Just a quick thing on that. What happened is there'd been several residents calling. There was a kind of a windstorm about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
It blew a tree down, which took the pole out and broke it off, so we were waiting on RECC to get the pole up. Also during that time, we've got, and you'll see as part of that, 3 of the lights that were put up have been vandalized already, so those are getting replaced as part of this as well.
Okay, and we have security cameras out there? We need to.
Yeah, we've got to figure out how to get data to them, because we don't have any facilities there unless a homeowner is willing to let us put their stuff, the recording equipment, in their house. We've got to figure out a way to get that going. We're looking at options. I just don't have a great scenario yet.
Even a trail cam wouldn't work?
We could. It's just then we're going to go out weekly and check it and batteries, and we need something a little more permanent that's a little long going than just a trail cam.
We can get those trail cameras that will go directly to your phone and any.
And we're looking. I was actually going to talk to Chris about some of the stuff he's used at parks as well. It's just that's a tough one to watch over there.
Yeah, but we really do need to do something. Do we have Wi-Fi at that low point there? From anywhere?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's hard to get a cell signal there when you're right there, to be honest.
You can get a cell signal.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame we continue every month to talk about vandalism at our properties. It is a shame.
It seems sacrilegious to me that people would do that to their own, in their own community, but
We'll say too, just a attaboy, if you want to call it. Ross Ritchie and the Ritchies that own Ironwood now, they're actually going to go out. They've got a couple big events. They're going to do some landscaping and beautification out there on their own time, their own accord, to try to pretty up that area a little bit. We came out this week and did some additional mowings for them, trying to get in preparation for that. And we appreciate Buck Electric getting out there literally the next day to try to make this repair once we had power back from RECC. So it's community and government joint effort on this. It's a challenge, but yeah, we'll appreciate everybody's help on it.
Josh, is that too far away from the VFW facility, or doesn't the Moose?
The Moose Lodge right there, they don't have much. They have a little bit of power right there, but then they're crossing, we'd have to cross the river to get, we just got to figure out the best way to do it. And most of the people we've spoken to were kind of apples and oranges on the scenario on how to do that. So I will bring that back before you once we get something nailed down.
you're talking about crossing the river. That's if you hardwire it, right?
Yeah, and I think there's been some concern about how good just a wireless connection would be right there, just because of where you are, kind of down in a lower spot, and your signal's not great. We may end up trying to look again to some of the residents or property owners over there to see if we can work something out that's a little more stable of a system. So,
Okay.
all right, thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 39 is to approve the purchase of two 2022 Ford Explorers from Paul Miller Ford at a cost of $39,523 each for the Drug Task Force at state price contract. This is paid for with funds from forfeited vehicle sales at no cost to the Warren County General Fund.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Mr. Lovey.
Well, these trucks have gotten so high, I just want to come up and complain to somebody that cares. But anyway, now I just want to mention, December we ordered 4 vehicles. We got 2 Explorers in and 2 F-150s. They hope to deliver next month. So that's part of this. Plus, Paul Miller's let us know that there will be a very short window to order cars this year. So looking at the different vehicles are recommending to go with 2 of these, but they went up over $4,000 for the same thing we bought last year. We are still below sticker price, but not much. Used to, we were on a car like this, we'd be probably 25-30% below sticker, but the automotive market has changed. And the pickup trucks, as a matter of fact, we're not going to buy any F-150s. They went up $10,000 on contract. So we're going to let them keep those. They must need them worse than we do.
Golly.
So I'll quit complaining about their prices, but I want to let you know part of why we're back this early. We anticipate 6 to 9 months before we'll ever see these cars, which brings about, I know everyone always wants to know about the auction that'll help pay for all this, and we anticipate October, if we get the F-150s and the 2 Dodges that are still ordered in by September. The Dodges have been completed and they're just waiting to be transported to the dealer. So we hope to have those in a couple of weeks, but that's the method to that madness. And if I could address the next item on the purchase of a radio, which we'll pay for out of forfeiture, but Motorola, we ordered one of these about a year and a half ago. Motorola's gone up over $1,000 for the same thing, and what we have is not working. We were fortunate to get another, our 3rd state police detective assigned to the task force, so we're really happy about that, but we do have to make sure he can talk from his car to the rest of the detectives, and we'll be able to pay that out of asset forfeiture. And unless there are any questions, I will sit down and quit prolonging your meeting.
Any questions, for Mr. Loving?
I'll just make sure we didn't have to, get an autograph from him to come up here and talk to us, since he's been on Fox News lately and national report. Nice story, gives him good recognition, and appreciate all you do for all of us here in Warren County.
Well, as I've told all of y'all before, I've just got a great bunch of detectives assigned there, and they make me look good, but this was a tragic case, but we were able to at least bring the people to justice that created the drug sales and wound up poisoning and killing this guy. So unfortunate, but as far as the autographs, they're free for magistrates.
Thank you, Mr. Loving. Great job as always. All right, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion on item number 39? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cumming.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 40 is to approve the termination in the amount of $4,547.72 to Motorola Solutions City County Master Agreement for one APX 6500 enhanced Motorola radio for one of the vehicles.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 41 is to grant authority to advertise for the budgetary comparison schedules for the 2021 audit.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence and second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And now, will the treasurer please present the claims to the court?
General Fund, $1,448,679. Road Fund, $317,738. Jail Fund, $394,412. And Stormwater Fund, $32,193. You have to answer any questions.
Make a motion, we pay the claims as submitted.
Motion by Squire Young to pay claims as submitted. Second, Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sheriff Hightower had to leave. Ms. Yates? Oh, there he is. There's the sheriff. Yeah.
Tommy out there.
Ah,
I'm good, Judge.
all righty. Thank you, Sheriff. Ms. Yates? Jailer Harmon had to leave. He's sat through the meeting. I appreciate him being here. I know he's busy. Mr. Comer? Mr. Moore? Ms. Warren? Not with us today. Mr. Pearson? Mr. Loving? Ms. Lewis? Mr. Peterson left. And Mr. Markle? All right. Squire Payne, you have anything you'd like to share today?
I do, but I can't say it publicly, thank you, Judge.
All right, all right. Well, thank you. Squire Lawrence?
Thank you, Judge.
Squire Gorman?
Thank you, Judge.
Squire McWhorter?
Thank you, sir.
Squire Young?
Thank you, Judge.
Squire Cummings?
You can tell the length of the meeting everybody's going through quickly, but I have a couple of things I'd like to share. Just want to, sorry, sorry, buddy.
I'm gonna guess it.
Just want to talk about the Plano Fire Department is having an open house on October 22nd. I know we got a couple more meetings. I'll remind everybody again too, but to their new facility, open now. We'll have an open house on October 22nd at 5 o'clock. Make sure to put it on the calendar. Second mention on Operation Anvil, October 1st is coming and out of Fillmore Park. Hope you all come out and attend that unique event. But on a personal side, I haven't, and I'm gonna probably get emotional. Yesterday, we went back to the doctor with my son, and he got a clean bill. So we're through all these issues. We don't know what happened. We don't know what it was, but we got a clean report yesterday, and we are done with doctors for a while.
That's great news. Great news. Thank you. Ms. Milliken.
Judge Buchanan, thank you. I just wanted to say a special thank you to the Parks Department because the children you touch will not have to be touched in the judicial system. And I hate that they left because please make sure that all of your employees know that they make a difference in these children's lives, and we just really appreciate what you do. It was just heartwarming seeing all those pictures, so please send my personal thanks to them. I wanted to give a huge congratulations to Chris Coran, who is leaving me in December to ascend to the bench. We call it ascending up there. He's going to be our next circuit judge, take Judge Wilson's place, and he received the Lifetime Achievement Award by the Prosecutorial Advisory Council this week.
Wow.
We had a prosecutors conference and he received it on, I think, Wednesday night, and I'm just really proud of him. We have worked together for over 20 years, and we've made a pretty good team, I think, working with law enforcement, and just think the world of him, and so congratulations to Chris. And then just want to remind everyone, all the taxes, all the county real estate taxes have to be paid by September 21st, or they will be sold to third-party purchasers. You do not want third-party purchasers to buy your tax bill, so we'd like you to pay it. You have the ability to ask for a payment plan, so if you need that, you just need to contact my office, but we'd like to help you take care of that as quickly as possible. So.
Happy Friday. That's good. That's
And
good.
happy Friday.
Gosh. Thank you. Mr. Burrow.
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Hale.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge Smith.
Thank you, Judge.
Our next fiscal court meeting is September 9th at 9 a.m. Before we leave, I'd like to make sure we wish Bob Harvey in the Treasurer's Office a happy birthday. His birthday's here in a couple of days on the 30th. I guess that'd be Monday. And certainly want to wish Mr. Harvey a happy birthday. Bob's doing a great job in the Treasurer's Office and has a lot to oversee with the payroll all the time, particularly lately. But anyway, happy birthday, Bob, if you're listening. Okay, is there any other business to be brought before this body?
Speaking of birthdays.
Pardon me? Okay.
Speaking of birthdays.
Yes.
I would like to wish happy birthday to my grandson, Jake Young.
Oh.
Coming up real soon, 11 years old.
11 years old. That's wonderful. Happy birthday. Anyone else? We have a motion to adjourn by Squire Lawrence and a second by Squire Payne.